course, he left with the lead, but the A's came back and beat the bullpen of the Mariners. Good fastball, and like I've said earlier, if he stays healthy, he's got a chance to be even better. And the Mariners would love to see him stay healthy a long time.
Defensively, behind James Paxton, Gamble, Heredia, and Haniger in the outfield. Seager, Segura, Cano, and Valencia on the infield. Mike Zunino is again behind the plate. So Paxton finishing up his warm-up tosses. Crowd still filing in. Looks like it could be a little bit bigger crowd than last night. Last night, a little over 18,000. A little bit bigger, not a lot.
Well, the A's kept them quiet very quickly because they scored 3 in the first inning, and that was a good night for the Athletics. They not only scored early, they scored often and ended up winning the game. And several milestones last night, which was very nice for the Athletics.
And tonight, the A's looking for their 4th consecutive win as Rajai Davis steps up. So we're set for baseball from Safeco Field. Davis, Simeon, and Alonso, the first 3 hitters in the A's lineup. Paxton kicks and deals the first pitch of the game, and it's a fastball right there for a strike. That's Chris Siegel who's calling balls and strikes tonight. Field and Culbreth. Your crew chief is out at second base. C.B. Bucknor at first, and Mark Carlson is at third. There's Field and Culbreth. He'll need the shades for a little while, but not much longer. Although I don't think those were sunglasses.
Probably prescription.
That's what I think.
Photo grays maybe that look good on Field and Culbreth. He'll be behind the plate on Sunday with King Felix pitching for the Mariners.
Down the right field line, Haniger, a long run, and he makes the catch. And it was a fair ball. Long run by Haniger, and he tracked it down.
Well, if you're a pitcher, you love to have the defense immediately, and that's what the Mariners did for James Paxton. Nice play as they were shading Rajai that direction. Matter of fact, Valencia playing first base came way in front of the bag, but then started gradually going back behind the bag. Trying to take a bunt away from Rajai. Trying to go opposite field for extra bases.
Well, if Haniger doesn't catch that, we got some serious action.
It's probably a triple, right, if not more.
So 1 away for Marcus Semien. Marcus 1 for 4 last night in his return from the disabled list. He scored a couple of runs. He walked. He stole the base. So he did a little bit of everything. It was great to have Semien back in the lineup. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. 1-2 pitch, curveball, tapped foul. So Sean Manaea ready to get to work, looking for his 8th win of the year. Foul straight back. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from James Paxton.
Zunino wanted it high. He did not get it up where he wanted it. Became a pretty hittable pitch. Fastball mid-90s for this left-hander. Good cut fastball. There comes the curveball.
And a sharp breaking curveball. Semien swings and misses, and that's the second out.
Struck out 8 against the A's back on the April the 20th game at the Coliseum. A's got to him in the 3rd inning. But 8 strikeouts in a period of time in which he just went 4 1/3. That's what he will throw. Mostly fastballs, curve, slider, and changeup.
Pitch cast tonight brought to you by Penn Fed Credit Union. The start that Paxton made against the A's back in April, it was his 4th start of the year. In his first 3 starts, he had thrown 21 innings and had not allowed a run. Remember, that was a big deal. And then he pitched 2 more innings against the A's in that start, did not give up a run. So he had 23 consecutive scoreless innings to open the season. But then the A's started to get to him, and it ended up the A's knocked him around for 5 earned runs and 9 hits in 4 1/3. But those were the first runs that he allowed to start the season. So he ended up with a no decision in that start. That was on the 20th of April. 5th start against the A's in his career.
His 2 wins came back in 2014. No decision, 1 start last year, 9-11. You look at it, he only made 20 starts last year, so he was on the disabled list. Normally a starter will make 33 to 35 starts. And when healthy, pretty good top 3 in the rotation.
Strike 3 called. Yonder Alonso can't believe it. Snaps his head back. So a 3 up, 3 down inning with a couple of strikeouts for the lefty James Paxton. Starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, of course. Our good friends at Southwest Airlines. Segura had 4 hits last night. He'll lead it off. Then Valencia. Then the All-Stars. Cano and Cruz. Robinson, Cano is going. Haniger, Seager, Heredia, Gamble, and Zunino round out the Mariners lineup.
And you look at Sean Manaea, his first start coming off the disabled list on May the 15th. He lost to the Mariners here in Seattle. But since then, the 6-1 record, now 7-4 on the season. It was 1-3 at the time. So Sean Manaea continued to pitch well. 16 start for the tall left-hander, his final before the All-Star break.
And he faces Gene Segura. First pitch in for a strike. Segura last night was 4 for 4, 3 singles and a double. So his average up to 354. Still does not quite have enough at bats to qualify for the league leaders, but he will soon. And when he does, he will probably be leading the league. Jose Altuve now leads the American League hitting at 338. No swing. That's Ben Gamble. Ben Gamble has the 4th best batting average in the American League. He's hitting down in the lineup tonight. Segura pops it up. Left center. The 2 Davises come together to be Rajay Davis who grabs it. Hang on there, Rajay.
Snow cone.
I was going to say it was a routine pop-up.
It was.
Maybe it wasn't.
He made it exciting.
Davis, Joyce in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Alonso on the infield with Ryan Lavarnway getting a catching spot tonight.
Yeah, Lavarnway, the veteran catcher, who, as Rajay watched the ball go right up into the snow cone area. And for Rajay, that was a routine play, but he made it rather exciting.
So 1 away. Here's Valencia. He had a 3-run homer last night in the 9th inning. This one off off of Manaea toward Chapman, who tries to barehand it. He cannot pick it up clean. So Valencia is aboard.
Well, Chapman comes up with it one of the few times he would to barehand the ball. It's off Manaea, and I think they're going to check on him. You okay? Yeah, all right. But see where it does hit him off of his body and off his right leg. It looked like hard enough over to Chapman. Chapman, though, tries to barehand, looked up, and that's what happened when he looked up instead of using his glove. Probably could have used the glove, which he has already this young season for him. Decided to use the hand, figured he did not have as much time. Could not put the ball cleanly into his glove.
So Valencia aboard. Here's Robinson Cano. First pitch to Cano is grounded into right field, a base hit. Valencia will get to second base and stop there. Robinson Cano has a hit.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. And for the Athletics, it would be for Sean Manaea, a strong first half finish. And of course, his last start before the All-Star break, and want to make sure that he does have a strong finish. And for Ron Lavarnway, his make it count, because pretty good chance that when Fegley comes back after paternity leave, and his wife Jessica had their second child, and he could be back maybe as early as tomorrow. So if that is the case, the lefty tonight, Lavarnway gets the start, catching the lefty as well as facing the lefty in Paxton.
First pitch to Nelson Cruz is inside. Cruz at 290, 15 home runs, 63 RBIs. The RBI second most in the American League.
Sean Manaea has to make sure he does not even think about who's at the plate now, because last year, remember the ball hit a straightaway center field, a game that King Felix started. The A's had Felix on the ropes, and then Cruz hit one straightaway center field, 3-run home run. He's already hit one this year. So runners in scoring position. Let's hope that holds up true with the big man at the plate.
So now 3-0.
Now this one happened on the 15th. That was the first game back, and straightaway center, and Sean Manaea knew it. So did everybody. That's similar to the one he hit last year in the early part of the season, just the second start for Sean Manaea, early part of May. That's what he's done. Those 2 home runs, 4 ribbies, a 3-run shot last year, solo shot this year. 2 home runs. He'll be swinging too.
And he drills from the left, and that's a base hit. Valencia is going to be waved home as the throw comes in, cut off, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead. So Nelson Cruz, who has been terrific with runners in scoring position this year, on a 3-0 pitch, lines an RBI single to left field.
Well, he's fortunate. I think the A's are fortunate that he got on top of the ball and hit a line drive. And actually, Valencia was going to be held up at third, surprisingly. And then all of a sudden, yeah, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah, because if he had kept on running, wouldn't have been anything close, but turned out to be that anyway.
So Cruz gets his 64th RBI of the year. And now Mitch Haniger steps up. How about that? So we got 5 of 16 3-0 pitches. So it's 1 out of every 3. So 1-0 to Haniger. 3 consecutive hits here after Segura was retired. Haniger shoots one to the right side, foul. 273 the average for the Mariners right fielder. 7 homers, 23 RBIs. Haniger with a double and a home run last night. Grounds this one to Chapman. Fires to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. So the Mariners get 1 run on 3 hits. Second inning coming up. Seattle 1, the A's nothing.
Mobile app for live Oakland A's baseball. You can stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get A's home screen icons and app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
1-0, the Mariners lead, top of the second inning. Those folks are going to enjoy a nice evening out on the water. That young man, he's going to enjoy a nice evening at the ballpark. James Paxton with an early 1-0 lead. Defense faces Davis, Lowry, and Healy. Right?
The defensive play by Henniger at the top of the first inning might have been the thing that got him started. Struck out the next two batters. His club scores him a run.
Chris Davis, a 3-run home run last night. That was in the 5th inning, giving him 24 homers, 60 RBIs, and he skies one to left. Gammel's back. Gammel's at the wall, and he's got it. So Chris Davis, and you don't say this very often, he just came up a little bit short.
Got under it just a little bit, maybe a little bit towards the end of the bat. And was providing his own power with a changeup at 84, and Gammel back about as far as he could go, and ball came down to it.
So 1 away. Here's Jed Lowry, who takes a strike. So Lowry hitting in the 5th spot again tonight. That's where he was last night, and he was 2 for 4 with a single, a double, and a couple of RBIs. Continues a very fine first half. 287 is his average. He's got 9 home runs. He's got 32 RBIs. He's got 27 doubles and 2 triples. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss.
That is something you won't see very often. Jed Lowry, 3 pitches and strikeout. Went slow curve. Finished him with a fastball at 96 inside part of the plate, and that's what we were talking about in our segment back into the studio, because Paxton throws hard and he will pitch inside, and that makes it very difficult. If you're thinking opposite field, is what Rajai Davis did in the first inning.
So here's Healy. Healy 0 for 3 last night with a walk. Had missed the previous 3 games. He shoots this one to right field, but it's foul. The 1-1 the count to the A's designated hitter. Again right side and foul. Seen a lot of balls going down that way, Ray. Is that just a sign of a good Paxton fastball?
Well, inside out swing, pitches inside, and Ryan Healy just staying inside but not able to drive the ball right field, just staying inside it and hitting a foul.
Hard slider. That's a good pitch. So another good inning for Paxton. He's got 4 strikeouts, and it's 1-0 Mariners after 1.5. Of the second inning. It'll be Seager, Heredia, and Gamble. Sean Manaea gave up 3 consecutive singles in the first inning. That's how the Mariners got their run. Seager .252 with 10 home runs. 1 for 3 last night with a single, and he was hit by a pitch trying to beat the shift with a bunt. If he would have got it down, he would have beat the shift, but the ball went foul. Chapman is playing shortstop spot.
2 hitters hit lefties quite well. Seager and Heredia back to back, and it's one of the reasons Heredia is in the lineup tonight against Sean Manaea, playing center field. Seager the lefty, Heredia is the righty.
Fastball inside, so 1-2 to count. Did not swing on a slider.
Well, at least he threw it hard. Did not get the call, but he's learned over his starts this season that when he throws a slider to a lefty, he throws it hard. Like
and he ends up getting Seager swinging. So how good has Sean Manaea been? That's how good. Since May 20th, he has the 5th best ERA in the American League. And if you look at the other names, Kluber's an all-star, Vargas is an all-star, Sale's an all-star. Sean Manaea, he's been the A's most consistent starting pitcher this year.
I mentioned the start before that. It's against the Mariners. He lost that start, but he's been very successful ever since it started with that May 20th start. You watch him in between starts. He is working extremely hard. Of course, working in the bullpen on the side sessions, but when he is not throwing, he's also conditioned himself. He's lost a lot of weight. Really maturing quite well to a major league pitcher.
And what you see really this year is when you look at all of his starts, he just has not had a lot of clunkers. Yeah. I mean, even if he struggles a little bit, it's still a 6 innings, 3 runs kind of start where keeps his team in the game. That's the sign of a very good pitcher. And now it's 2-2.
He has all that big motion and body, and he throws the slider as he just did. Took a lot off. That's why hitter Heredia, 2-1 count, looking fastball, got way out in front and committed too much on a slider that wasn't close.
Foul straight back, went with a fastball, a little up, and Heredia fouled it back. Heredia playing center field. Dyson played center last night.
Change up.
That close, 3-2.
Philip Arnway, big man, but he does a good job blocking balls in the dirt. He's already done it tonight a few times, and this time moves nicely to his left.
A little bit outside, and Heredia walks. Heredia is a fast runner. So back into the stretch for Sean Manaea. And here's Ben Gamble, sporting that .329 average. 4 home runs, 28 RBIs. Gamble's batting average 4th best in the American League. Gamble hit second last night against the right-handed pitcher Blackburn. Tonight, he's all the way down to the 8th spot. which got me to thinking, well, Gamble must just not handle lefties very well. Well, he's hitting .357 against lefties this year. He's got 20 hits and 56 at bats against lefties. So he's cut down on the walks in a big way, Sean Manaea.
Well, that first game they had against the Mariners, he walked 5, but ever since then, throughout the last 8, he has not walked more than 3. Actually 3 one time, and that was at Houston. Otherwise it's 2 or less. Last night the A's did not get 1 strikeout. The Mariners made a big deal about not striking out, but they also lost. And what Paul Blackburn did, throwing so few pitches per batter, and tonight already hitter in this inning struck out, so that's 1 for Sean Manaea. The fact that he's not walking a lot of batters has not since the start against the Mariners in May. That's been a good sign for him.
All loops one foul just down past the A's dugout. So 1-2 the count with Mike Zunino, a right-handed hitter, to hit next. Gamble was 0 for 4 last night. This one looped to shallow left field. Davis hustling in, still coming in, and Chris Davis has it. Heredia hustles back to first base.
That's good speed by Chris Davis because he broke back on the ball initially, and this is what Sean Manaea has done. Fastballs worked very nicely, but the fact that he's throwing a slider and changeup also effectively, that's made him a much better pitcher.
So the slider percentage overall 17%, but 27% when he's ahead in the count. So kind of his go-to pitch. And as hard as he throws it, it's very effective to right-handed hitters because it's that down and in pitch. What do they say, Ray? Try to throw it at his hitter's back foot.
That's it. Sharply make it look like a fastball, have it break towards the back foot. Guys who throw the hard slider lefty on righty, it's a very difficult pitch to hit. Lefty Steve Carlton probably known best for that pitch. Sam McDowell guy had a tremendous hard slider that he threw down and into left to righties. Randy Johnson. Impossible to hit his. Two outs. They think he's going to be running, and not a bad idea. And Sean Manaea throws over just enough. He does not have particularly great moves. Sometimes he will catch a base runner napping.
Zunino swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Heredia, the runner at first, has just 1 stolen base. He's been thrown out 3 times.
Best thing for him is going first move. Not trying to pick up the move of the pitcher when he lets his leg take off, and if he throws to first base, then just keep running.
I'm actually a little surprised that teams don't do that more against Sean Manaea.
Yeah. And you could get a larger lead and almost tempt and encourage the pitcher to throw over and then just take off. The slide step that time, and he does get a lot behind his pitches with the slide step. Manaea does.
Yeah, the slide step kind of saves it.
Yeah.
He just never has really looked comfortable throwing it to first.
It's simply a courtesy throw, just to let the runner at first know that he will throw.
Well, Heredia certainly has Manaea's attention. Grounds it foul. .36 pitches for Manaea, so he's had to work a little bit here in the first couple innings. He's been in the stretch a lot. And he gets Zunino swinging on an off-speed pitch. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Manaea, and a runner stranded for the Mariners. To A's head athletic trainer Nick Paparesta. He is going to the All-Star game. He's going to be the American League trainer in Miami. So congratulations, a nice honor for Nick Paparesta. So he'll be heading out with the rest of the All-Stars. Alonso going, Cruz and Cano going for the Mariners.
Yeah, Nick is going to leave Sunday morning. Brian Shulman will come up for the series finale. A's third trainer. Jeff Collins also here. And Yonder said that Nelson Cruz, of course, with Robinson Cano, he may get his own plane. He's taking a huge entourage. But Yonder said he and Cruz are going together with their families. Because if they took a, I mean, they're going to charter a plane. If they took a commercial, who knows? They get about 6 or 7 in the morning. Yonder excited, of course, as we mentioned last night, to be going to his hometown. Said he's going to stay in the team hotel and experience the true all-star feeling of being one of the guys. I don't blame him.
2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Chapman strikes out. So today, we mentioned a couple days ago there would be replacements in the All-Star game, and today those replacements have been named. There was 6 in the American League, and I'll tell you who they're replacing, and 1 in the National League. Robinson Cano, Chris Archer, Roberto Osuna, Chris Davinsky, Brandon Kinsler, and Justin Upton in the American League were added today. And in the National League, Alex Wood. So those guys are headed to the All-Star game, including Robinson Cano, who's going for the 8th time. And Ray, you hit it right on the button last night. He should be going because of the season he's having. So those guys are going. So why are they going? Well, I can tell you that in the American League, Darvish, Kluber, and Fulmer, the starter for the Tigers, they are pitching on Sunday. So they're automatically out. That's 3. Keuchel's on the disabled list. That's 4. Trout is on the disabled list. That's 5 as Joyce singles into left center field. And Starlin Castro is on the disabled list. So that's the 6. And then Alex Wood is going for his teammate Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw is starting on Sunday. So that's why the replacements were named.
Matt Joyce took a fastball for a strike, a breaking pitch for a ball, a fastball for a base hit to left field, and that's good hitting. Smart hitting. Hey, Cut, by the way, that's today, which is what, Friday? So a lot can happen between now and Tuesday when the game occurs, and even through the weekend. Whether it be, and we hope not an injury, but that is a possibility.
And interesting, Ray, Mike Trout, of course, on the disabled list, he was one of the starters in the American League, but there are no Angels going. So he's technically an all-star.
That's right.
He's representing the Angels, but he's injured. So the Angels will not have a all-star body there. Trout will be there on the roster.
Matter of fact, I think Chris Bassett was making a rehab assignment. He faced Trout in the game.
That's right.
Struck him out. That's too bad, because Mike Trout, man, what a star. And he's been a perennial all-star. And of course, not surprising he was selected again, but not able to play. He's hit for the cycle. It's his all-star, right? I think he's got single, double, triple home run.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I heard that last year, and he just keeps going.
Well, remember we talked about how many relievers there were in the American League last year. Not as many this year, but with those replacements, Davinsky's a reliever. Kinsler is the closer. Or Kinzer, excuse me. Kinzer is the closer for the Twins, and Osuna. So 3 relievers were added in place of 3 of the starters. Archer, of course, is a starter. So all of a sudden, there are a bunch of relievers on the American League's active all-star roster. Two and two the count to Ryan Lavarnway. Lavarnway takes inside. We should also mention, Ray, that Terry Francona will not manage the American League in the All-Star game. He had a surgical procedure. Irregular heartbeat, so they're trying to take care of that. So we wish Terry Francona the best of luck.
He said one of the best places, Cleveland Clinic, is renowned for people coming from all over the world to get treatment there. And so we do wish him the best in Cleveland. And Brad Mills will be managing. His bench coach will be managing on Tuesday.
That one's hit well to right field by Lavarnway. Going back is Haniger, and Haniger, a couple steps in front of the wall, makes the catch on a terrific play. And now the ball goes past Valencia, and it somehow gets past Zunino and Paxton, and it goes all the way to the A's on deck circle, and that allows Joyce to go to second.
This is an amazing catch, because we talk about guys sometimes putting the glove up. Haniger just did that. Hit the wall and makes such a bad throw. He's going to get an error after making a tremendous play. Should be on Valencia. He couldn't catch it. Looked like it was right at him unless he got caught in the some sort of light or something. But as the throw came in, it went to Valencia, and he kind of ducked his head and got past him. This is a glare off. Well, the light's up in right field, but something caused him to miss the ball, which is surprising. Should have caught it easily. But is it E9 allowing the runner to go to second?
He must have lost it somewhere. He being Valencia.
Yeah, because he ducked his head as the ball went over his head.
And then Paxton, well, I guess he should be somewhere, but he was not really backing up. But then again, he's probably not thinking that somehow the throw from right field is going to airmail the first baseman and get past the catcher.
He's not going to back up home with the runner at first.
You wouldn't think so.
No, and he ended up getting to the ball, but if anything, backing up or being kind of in between the catcher Zunino and the first baseman Valencia. But you know, that's just one you don't work on in spring training.
Exactly. Kind of a strange play all around. Hayes could take advantage though with a base hit. 1-2 now to Rajay Davis. Rajay Davis hit a fly ball to right field to lead off the game. Haniger in right field is playing fairly shallow.
All the more reason for Matt Joyce to get a big lead off second base. Probably will not try to keep him close. Cano going back to his position, which means that they're trying to hold their position, which means Matt Joyce can get the huge lead off second, go on contact if a ball is hit to right field.
little bit inside. So full count. Paxton, quick glance again, and the pitch is a slider down and in. Raj takes it and he gets the walk.
I had a feeling he's going to do that. And that's what you're seeing more and more. Here's a young man who could throw 96, 97 with a fastball, and maybe thinking Marcus Semien, coming off the disabled list, has not had a lot of activity, and on 3-2 try to fool Rajay Davis. So good at bat by Rajay.
So it's up to Marcus Semien. First pitch is a fastball, 94 miles an hour, a little bit inside. Semien struck out in the first. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, if you haven't played, although he did go on a rehab assignment, but that ball seems like it's about 150 miles an hour. I mean, you see a fastball, and oh, this is great. It was just like, whoosh, it's by you.
That one hit fair down the third base line. Joyce scores. The ball bangs off the sidewall. They're going to wave home Rajay Davis, and he's going to score, and the A's lead 2-1.
Well, you think about that. He just threw a fastball by him, so let's speed up his bat. Let's throw him an off-speed pitch. Thank you, Marcus. That's a great job of hitting and ball off the sidewall. 86 inside after a 94 by him, just inside fair territory. Off the wall, came back towards the infield, and Gamble could not get to it with 2 outs. Watch Chip Hill, the third base coach, sees what's happening, or Scarsone, I'm sorry. Scarsone sees him coming all the way and able to get inside where he could see down the line. See the ball was going to elude Gamble a little bit.
So here's Yonder Alonso, and just like that, the A's have the lead.
So there's 8 miles an hour difference in the 2 pitches, and it's amazing.
Makes you wonder about those scouting reports that teams go over and over and over.
That's a great point. That is a great point, because, you know, well, it's just surprising. And again, I thought the slider to Rajay Davis was because Marcus Semien has not played that much. And what do? They speed up his bat, which, thank you very much. So Marcus getting 2 big 2-out runs batted in. Matt Joyce getting a hit off of a lefty. The error by Henniger in right field. That might have changed everything, because if Joyce is at first base, maybe
he pitches a little bit more to Rajay
differently.
Davis.
Yeah, differently to him. So everything works out when a mistake is made.
1-2 now to Yonder Alonso.
Had the shot of Scott Service, the manager. He has been very vocal about his displeasure with the way his team is playing too. And last night, a couple of base runners caught, which shouldn't have been. And now tonight, a ball that gets past everybody and allows a runner to get into scoring position.
Pop up could be a play, and there will be a play for Seager. Foul territory. He makes the catch. A's get a couple of runs on a couple of hits, a walk. There was an error. So 2-1 Athletics as we go to the bottom of the third. in the top of the third. And the Mariners will send up the top of their order against Sean Manaea, Segura, Valencia, and Cano. Let's see if Sean Manaea can get himself a shutdown inning as he faces Segura. Segura hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning. I think that was a pretty big trade in the offseason when the Mariners got Segura. Some big names moving around. Mitch Haniger, Jan Segura, and a left-handed pitcher by the name of Zach Curtis from the Diamondbacks for Taijuan Walker and Ketel Marte. So we saw quite a bit of Ketel Marte, young shortstop, and big right-hander Taijuan Walker. So that was one of the big trades that Jerry Dipoto made. It was late November of this past offseason. So not only did they get Gene Segura, but then they signed him to that extension. So he's going to be here for a while.
He's formerly with the Angels, wasn't he? Didn't he start with them?
Segura started with the Brewers.
Brewers,
yeah.
That's right. Brewers. That's
well,
developed with the
he
Angels.
may have been. Was he a?
Seems like he
went
went
a minor leaguer with
right,
the Angels.
Right,
Yeah, I think you're right.
To the Brewers from the Angels as a minor league. You're right. Dipoto was the general manager there, or
I don't think
the Angels, but I don't think it'd been the big leagues.
I don't think he got to the
No.
big leagues. Maybe not. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. He was with the Angels, but just for. He was with the Angels for about 4 years, but in the low minor leagues.
Right.
Very young player. Yeah, and then he went to the Brewers in the Zach Greinke deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then Milwaukee to Arizona, Arizona to Seattle. So he's bounced around a little bit.
I've been everywhere, boy.
I don't think he's going anywhere
No,
now.
he's going to be here for a while. They wanted him, and they got him. Pretty good double play combination. Cano for a long time. Hey, you know, fans are booing, but throw over there because he may fall asleep and get picked off. Who knows? I mean, happened last night. Somehow just froze and got picked off in a little bit of a rundown.
Big swing by Valencia, and he fouls it back.
We know it's 8 o'clock local time because there's the glare in left field. And in about 10 minutes, it's going to move over to right field because that is unbelievable.
Right, we're getting it right now.
Wow. It's up above in left field off of one of the buildings or something. Well, the ninth inning last night, and Danny Valencia off Daniel Coulombe, a 3-run home run to left center. And asked the skipper about the philosophy of a runner at first not being held as Matt Chapman was late in the game, 8th inning.
Valencia goes the other way and rolls it into right field for a base hit. Well, here come the Mariners. First two get aboard, and now the big fellas are coming up.
On a high fastball, and he went with it perfectly to right field as they were shading him to pull. And yes, you're right. The big boys are coming up, and especially Cruz in the on-deck circle, and he has been unbelievable against Sean Manaea in particular. But the skipper said 6 after 6. That's the kind of philosophy. And I said, the American League? And he said, he learned it from Phil Garner. I said, but the American League, I said, when you're looking at certain lineups and all 9 batters are there, there's no pitcher hitting. He said, yeah, I know. But he said when Dyson attempted to bunt, he said if they'd had the opportunity, they were going to run. Just because if you're going to play back and not expect a runner to go, but then you're going to bunt, he said that's not part of the game. And he said that would have changed, but they never got in a position to be able to do anything afterwards. But I was interested in the philosophy of the numbers that they talk about.
So we should write that down so we have the
6 and 6.
The dugout version of the unwritten. 2-0 to Robinson Cano. Cano single in the first.
We're told that glare from left field is a newly commercial building with all glass, which causes the glare. It sure does, because that is some sort of glare. It's amazing how it will move over
it won't
to
be there real long. You're right.
Yeah, it'll move over to right field.
And now 3-0 to Robinson Cano.
Well, pick your poison, because Cruz swung 3-0. In fact, I figure that Cano's going to be doing the same thing, or at least thinking about it.
So Cano is an all-star for the 8th time, and it's the 3rd time with Seattle. So 3 times in the 4 years that he has been with the Mariners, he has been an all-star. Segura at second, Valencia at first, Cruz in the on-deck circle. So,
well, if LaVarnway called a fastball, he might have called him. I said, you know, he may be swinging. Are you sure you want to do that? And I'm just wondering if LaVarnway catching Manai caught him maybe this spring. Did play for the WBC. Nice to be a fly on the wall here. That conversation as he went down to talk to Marcus Jensen and Darren Bush, the hitting coach. Coach is
3-0 pitch, and as expected, Cano was swinging. It was actually a pretty good pitch by Manai. It was a little bit off the plate outside.
You know, the good thing about the pitch, though, he threw it as if he thought Cano was going to be swinging. It wasn't one of those just get me over for a strike, 3-0. Maybe that is why he called LaVarnway out to talk to him.
Cano grounds one to Lowry. Lowry scoops it, juggles it, and they get the out at second base as the ball kind of trickled towards Simeon, and he was able to pick it up. And it was a close play. Valencia is staying at second base. He's not convinced that he was actually out.
Scott Service also is saying, hold on, let's wait a minute and take a look. And there's the bobble. And Marcus is saying he kept his foot on the bag. Let's see if he did. And there's the, and yes, he did, plenty. Yeah, he kept his foot, and that's why he pointed back to tell Field and Culbreth. And Valencia saw it after the foot was off the bag by a foot, and that's why he stayed at second. But that should have been 2, and makes a huge difference now pitching to Nelson Cruz.
Cruz had the RBI single in the first inning. Cruz has 3 homers and 12 RBIs in 9 games against the A's this year. Haniger is the on-deck hitter. Cruz bounces one just foul, right over the head of Segura. Getting that reflection now, Ray, off right field. Did you tell me that was going to happen?
I told you.
That's right, you did. Way up on top of the foul
and
pole.
you weren't aware of it until I just reminded you, and now you feel it in your eyes just burning, which.
Line drive, base hit left field. So Nelson Cruz does it again. He's an RBI machine, folks.
Well, Sean Manaea, it's one of those I own you big time, and you just hope he comes up without anybody on base, because he is in the ownership category of Sean Manaea. Seeing everything. That was an off-speed pitch.
Cruz coming into this game hitting .342 with runners in scoring position. Main reason why he now has 65 RBIs. So ball game's tied at 2, and here's Mitch Haniger.
If the A's turned the double play, they maybe could have pitched around and even walked Nelson Cruz, because he is such a good hitter against Sean Manaea.
Haniger. And that is just foul. Chapman dove for it, and Wow. Mark Carlson, third base umpire, looking right at it. It was not hit real hard.
Well, he got out in front and hooked the ball, and from Matt Chapman, he's off the line maybe 10 feet or so, and when in doubt, go for it. Hit to the left of the bag and then more into foul territory.
It's a good call by Mark Carlson. See the ball hit, yeah, just right next to the bag. Haniger hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the first inning.
Trying to do it again. They saw the percentage of shutdown for Sean Manaea, 62%, with the average in the league at 72, and he has given up a run and trying to keep it at just that. First time, of course, that LaVarnway has caught Sean Manaea. Maxwell had caught in the last two starts. Fegley before, then Vogt, and Fegley a couple times. But you know, you can go over as much as you want, but when it comes out to the pitcher-catcher relationship in a game, it's more of a catcher making the suggestion, but pitcher has to feel comfortable in what he's going to throw. And I've always been a believer that add and subtract, and pitcher feels comfortable, just go to the add and subtract, do what you want to do.
Swing by Haniger. So lots of pitches for Manaea. 20 here in the third inning, and there's only one out. And that's a base hit to left field. Cano's going to go to third. He's going to stop there as Davis gets it in. Well, I think what helps the A's in that situation, at least, Ray, is Cano, the runner at second's got a little bit of a bum knee, and Cruz, the other runner, is dealing with a quad injury, and they're going to go base to base.
Well, you have to hope that Seager can help the A's either striking out or hitting a ball with a double play. They're going to play him to pull with a shift. That's scary because he's got a steady dot of sliders. His last at first at bat.
Here's Seager, who takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Seager thought it was inside. So 4 hits in this inning, all singles.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't throw this again because he may hit it in the seats. He has 3 slams already. That's the way you want to throw it. Throw it hard. As hard as possible, depend on your catcher to block the ball. Well, the A's must see something in Sean Manaea they don't like.
Seager lays off. Seager just a .217 average against left-handed pitching this year, and of course Manaea has been very tough on left-handed hitters, so see if Manaea can take advantage of that. He needs a big out here. Guillermo Heredia, a right-handed hitter, will be next. Roll foul. That was a breaking ball, a little bit up
and slow. Too slow, as a matter of fact.
Most home runs versus lefty pitchers since 2015. No surprise with Cruz, most in the majors, but Seager, he hangs in there pretty well against lefties for the most part, and Robinson Cano on that list. That one is hit towards center. Rajay Davis still coming in. He's going to get there. Cano is going to try. The throw to the plate is late, and Robinson Cano scores. And the Mariners take the lead 3-2. So Robinson Cano not running 100%, but he push through it there, and he ends up scoring on the sac fly.
Watch Rajat. He comes in. He doesn't throw initially. See that? And that's what caused it. I mean, that's a second out. If he comes up throwing immediately, he's out if he continues to go. And it's almost like he said it's third out, or realized that maybe that was just a flare that he was throwing up. But that's a little surprising, because that looked initially that he was a little bit hesitant in throwing initially, and turned out he was for some reason.
You wonder if he was surprised that Cano was actually going. I don't know.
You know, the way he caught it initially, started running, it's like his third out. And then he saw him running. But, you know, like I thought initially that maybe he thought it was just that Cano was going to run down the line, and he wasn't really going to run because it wasn't that deep. But that was the second out, and just one of a little bit of a lapse, just enough, because a throw just to the right up the first baseline for Lavarnway still almost got him. But that's an easy sac fly for Seager.
So 0-2 to Heredia. A couple of runs for the Mariners here in the third.
Pep, you know what I think happens with, and again, nothing against Lavarnway because he's not been with the club. But in the case of Sean Manaea, you look what he's done in those last starts where he's had a lot of success. And you start thinking as a pitcher, well, these are the pitches I've used, and I'm not getting the calls, so try to get on the same page. And I think there's been a lot of indecision maybe by Sean Manaea calling his catcher out to discuss a few things. And that's how many pitches he's thrown in just this one inning. There's a glare in the face of Ryan Lavarnway coming in from left field.
High in the air to left field. Davis going back. Davis waiting, and he's got it. Side retired. So 2 runs on 4 hits for the Mariners. We're headed to the 4th. 3-2 Seattle.
Of all time, Ricky Henderson. On July the 15th, the A's will honor Ricky in a memorable pregame ceremony and 20,000 Ricky Henderson Oakland jerseys driven by Chevrolet. They'll be given away that night. Don't miss out on this special night against the Indians. Tickets start at $15. Be a part of history at athletics.com/GOAT. That's GOAT for greatest of all time. Athletics.com/GOAT for Ricky.
Chris Davis leading it off, top of the 4th inning against Paxton. Paxton was breezing through the first 2 innings, but he's got a couple of runs in the 3rd. See how he fares here in the fourth. Davis hit a fly ball to left field in the second inning. Right on the outside corner, 95 miles an hour. Lowry to follow, and then Healy, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the A's. Zunino wants it inside. Got it in there a little bit anyways. 89 miles an hour.
Key for Chris Davis is it gets an elevated pitch. Elevated being waist high, doesn't have to be too high, but whether it's inside or outside, he can do some serious damage. He can inside out a ball as well as anybody to go to the opposite field.
So Davis takes that deep breath, steps back in, full count. And it's a walk. So good at bat for Chris Davis. Well, tonight's cold hard facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Most wins, active managers. Bob Melvin, 993. Closing in on 1,000. Of course, got his 500th career win with the A's last night. So some big names on that list. Bob Melvin is right there. And you saw where he is on the all-time managerial win list, 66th.
Well, when you see active, that means all those guys are winning. And that's
a good point.
That's the difference. And Bochy probably will get to 2,000.
Dusty Baker should get to 2,000.
Connie Mack safe. Watching a 3-2 slider to Chris Davis after the 3-2 slider to Rajay Davis last inning. A little bit of predictability, seems like, with Paxton and Zunino in the 3-2 count.
Jed Lowry swings over top. 1-1 the count. That one is drilled to center. Heredia gets back, and he's got it. So the A's won a game last night without a strikeout. Last time the A's won a game with no strikeouts, August 24th, 2003 at Toronto. Tim Hudson started, pitched well. Mike New came in for the save, one of those 3-inning saves. And look at some of those names. Billy McMillan with a big game. Tejada, no surprise there. Ramon Hernandez had a grand slam. The final score was 17-2. So Huddy was just working on his sinker that day. Mike New was just named the head baseball coach at the University of California. The Blackburn, 1 walk, no strikeouts last night.
First major league victory for the right-hander. I thought in his interview with us post-game, and he talked about how his first game he was kind of just zoned, maybe just like, wow. And then last night he was back to feeling nervous, and that's kind of the butterflies that players get in their stomach whenever they're performing, whether it be a pitcher or a position player every day. But he handled both starts very well.
2-1 now to Healy. Yeah, you would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
But how about that, though? Your first 2 starts, your major league debut is, you know, the whole at home ballpark you went to as a kid,
Yeah.
team you rooted for as a kid, and then your first major league win comes against the team that you were traded for in their ballpark.
And then saw a 3-run home run the 9th inning after you left with a 6-run lead, thinking it's a piece of cake, and all of a sudden now you're a couple of swings away and maybe not even get a decision.
Healy swings over top, so 3-2 the count.
See the frustration with Ryan Healy after the swing. Watch him pound his left thigh. He knew it was ball 4 and went right thigh on the right hand.
And Healy swings over top again. So Ryan Healy will not be happy with that at bat.
Double play ground ball in the first, one in the second, fly ball double play in the third. This is tailor-made, perfect thrown. And Chapman, just a strong arm. He had a lot of ground ball outs, 12 ground ball outs in the game. And I thought one of the most impressive things is how quickly he got through the hitters. And Scott Emerson, the A's pitching coach, said if you go 3 or fewer pitches per batter, that's exceptional. He said we'll take 4, even take 5. But he had 15 batters of the 23 last night, 3 pitches or fewer.
Want to know to Matt Chapman, who struck out in the third. Swing and miss. Good movement on it at 96 miles an hour.
Toughest thing for Matt Chapman was having to go on the disabled list after playing 4 games against the Yankees. Confirming that it was a staph infection. Unfortunately, did not get in his blood, but had to spend some time on his back in the hospital. And come back and well, he had just 1 rehab, 2 had rehab assignments, and back facing some pretty tough pitching in the American League.
Well, the advantage Matt Chapman has is how good his defense is, and that may keep him in the big leagues, even if he is struggling offensively. Watches that pitch bounce in the dirt. Fairly high pitch count for Paxton, 71 here in the 4th inning.
Fastball in.
Chapman with a good rip fouls it straight back to the screen. So 26 pitches in the 3rd inning, 21 here in the 4th. So that number is rising. Again, foul back to the screen.
Well, you can see what Paxton is trying to do. He and Zunino go inside hard to the right-handers. Did it to Ryan Healy. Pitches out of the strike zone. With a couple of strikes on Chapman, staying inside. Slide and fastball. This is a curveball.
Got him swinging. 7 strikeouts for Paxton in the first 4 innings. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Mariners 3, A's 2. and the NBC Sports app. It's presented by your Northern California Honda dealers. 3-2 Mariners, bottom of the 4th inning. Sean Manaea has not had a smooth inning yet. He has spent a large portion of this ball game pitching out of the stretch. He faces Gamble, Zunino, and then Segura. Gamble has hit a fly ball to left field. There's one at bat tonight, so he is hitless in this series. Houston Astros won again. No surprise there. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays 12-2. So the Astros get their 59th win. No biggie.
15.
George Springer was 4 for 4
yeah.
with 4 runs and 5 RBIs. He hit 2 home runs. So Mr. Springer's doing his thing.
He's got some impressive numbers going in as an all-star.
Springer is now hitting .307 with 27 home runs and 60 RBIs.
It's a leadoff hitter.
And we know how he plays defense, Ray. You know what? You could probably say he's an MVP candidate.
I agree. Yeah. And especially on a team that's running away with the division.
Carlos Correa hit his 18th home run for the Astros. Hit hard but foul past Maniacta.
Highlight yesterday had to be John Jay pitching for the Cubs.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Gamble lays off and the count is full. Chopped over the mound. Simeon quickly to first. Gamble runs well, but Simeon was playing over behind second base, so he takes care of Ben Gamble.
A good job cutting in front of Jed Lauer to get to the ball, and he's on the right side. Momentum going towards first base, so it's better for him to take it instead of Jed throwing it back across his body.
Of course, those were the great improvement by Marcus Simeon.
Still say Ron Washington said it best, that a lot of the shortstops, thinking about Correa, of course, Lindor with Cleveland, they've been shortstops ever since they were born. Simeon had to play other positions, but he has come a long way, even to the point that our good friend Shooty Back scouting up here, and he said that he would leave him at short because he feels he's the best shortstop right now for the A's.
Chapman reaches up on a high backhand and takes a double away from Zunino.
That was a double down the corner, but Matt Chapman just kind of a late leap. Went up, brought it down. Pretty good reflexes by the young third baseman.
So 2 away. And here's Segura, the leadoff man. Segura 1 for 2, Singleton scored in the 3rd.
How about this guy? 2 third basemen at one high school, one named Arenado, one named Chapman. That's a pretty good high school duo.
Jeez, I guess. Najee Davis in. Calls off Lowry, and the first 3 up, 3 down inning for Sean Manaea. We're through 4 from Safeco. 3-2 Mariners.
Game. That's on Saturday, July the 29th. Witches and Wizards take over the ballpark for fireworks presented by Xfinity. Following the Twins-A's game at 6:05, fans can come down to the field for a night of considerable magic and glee. I might stick around for that one. Fireworks full of witches and wizards. What could be more enchanting? For tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets.always. You know what? Just for some magic and glee. Type, I think, would just be there for magic.
We will definitely be there.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that.
Guarantee. But magic and glee.
Matt Joyce to lead it off. Lavarnway will follow, and then Rajai Davis, 5th inning. Matt Joyce hitting in the 8th spot tonight after leading off last night. He singled and scored in the 3rd. That hit him, it did.
Zunino set up inside, and that's exactly where Faxman threw it. So there you are, Kipe. Lefty on lefty. Doesn't know how to pitch him.
That's right. Get him in there.
And where did that hit him? Hit it the bloused uniform? I think it missed it. I think it missed it. Hey, if the umpire tells you to go to first, I'll do exactly what you say, sir.
Lead off base runner.
That's right. If you want me to go to first, even though I didn't get hit, I'll do it.
So here's Lavarnway. Lavarnway hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd. Drives one towards center. And Heredia makes the play and then fires back to first. Zunino alertly is backing it up right where he should be.
Lavarnway's hit the ball hard twice.
Yes.
My gosh.
That was a line shot. Heredia took a step back and then froze just for a second. He had to come in and make the catch waist high.
Staying with the fastball, drove the ball almost out to right field, and then Heredia with a strong throw to first base into the runner. To the right. Catcher back up, especially a throw coming in from the outfield. Lavarnway, a couple of hard hit balls, but nothing to show for it.
So top of the order, and Rajai Davis. Swing and miss. Rangers beat the Angels 10-0 in Arlington tonight. And the Rangers had their offense rolling. Beltre homered, Odor homered, Mazzara homered. And Cole Hamels got the win. He pitched great. 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Haniger over, and Haniger, who was shaded that way, makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Rajai, I think Haniger is going to play there all night, so it might as well go someplace else.
So here's Marcus Semien. Cole Hamels is now 4-0. So they waited patiently, did the Rangers, to get Cole Hamels back, and he is back, and he's pitching well. So Texas with their win, 42-44. So 0-2 to Marcus Semien.
About a breaking ball that he threw him inside the third base line. Off the sidewall, and 2 runs able to score easily as Rajai Davis all the way from first base. Marcus Semien with 2nd and 3rd ribbies of the season.
This one tapped slowly left side. Seager throws, and they got him. Off balance throw, and a nice play by Seager as they just got Marcus Semien on a close play at first. So the A's do not score. Bottom of the 5th coming up.
Before the first swing, make your picks for the T-Mobile Home Run Derby Bracket Challenge. With a little luck, you and 3 friends may be going to the 2017 World Series, thanks to T-Mobile. Make your picks at MLB.com/bracket challenge.
Well, here is the bracket. Check it out. Stanton and Sanchez will square off. Moustakas, Sano, Judge and Justin Bour, and Bellinger and Blackman. That's how the 8 will square off. See, they're seeded 1 through 8. Stanton is the number 1 seed, and Sanchez the number 8 seed. Always fun to watch. That'll be coming up on Monday in Miami. The big giant home run structure at Marlins Park will be in danger.
And we found out that glasses are earthquake.
Yeah, they're earthquake-proof glass.
Hurricane, tornado-proof, but we don't know about flying baseballs.
Chapman charges, gets a good hop, retires Danny Valencia for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. So Sean Manaea has retired 6 in a row, trying to finish strong. He's at 83 pitches, so he's got some work left to do here against the Mariners. Robinson Cano is 1 for 2. Robinson Cano now, with his hit in the first inning, has 2,296 hits. So 4 hits away from 2,300.
Like Albert Pujols, the contracts will allow them to play for a long time. Both signing 10-year deals.
Well, he's got a ways to go. This is just the 4th year of that 10-year deal. Cano is retired. He'll be in the Hall of Fame someday.
Yeah, he just picked up $100 million in 4 years. 250 plus for Robinson Cano. Don't you know?
So here's Cruz. There's Cruz signed a long-term deal with the Mariners as well. Not nearly as long as Cano's. Cruz was a 3-year, or make that a 4-year, $57 million deal. This is the 3rd year of the 4-year deal. So he's got 1 more year left. He skies this one toward Chris Davis. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Davis has it. Side retired. 8 in a row retired by Sean Manaea. 3-2 Mariners as we go to the 6th.
Partner to give Bay Area youth the opportunity to learn about science through baseball with the Science of the Game program. Students at 1st through 8th grades who can complete the Science of the Game workbooks can earn 2 free tickets to a regular season A's game. Visit athletics.com/science to get your workbooks today.
He's got his workbook.
Yes, he does.
We got our workbooks.
He's got a phone. Oh, wow. Better swing it yonder.
Alonso 0 for 2. And now 0 and 2. He struck out in the first, fouled out in the third. Paxton retired the first 7 hitters he faced in this game. But then the A's got the 2 runs in the third. He's got 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. His pitch count is 86.
Kind of the same thing that happened to him back in April at the Coliseum. First 2 innings perfect, third inning, gave up runs.
Strikeout number 8 as he hits a fastball by Yonder Alonso.
Well, the first pitch may have set up the hole at bat because Yonder swung at a ball for strike 2 and then a 97 fastball could not catch up to. Frustrating when the bat starts. You think you've taken a pitch for a ball, it ends up being a strike.
So 1 away. Here's Chris Davis. Davis swings and misses at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Davis with a fly ball to left field and a walk. Fans thought it was a strike.
And they want to pound him inside or stand inside hard.
Siegel said, no, it's a little bit in.
Should be a sinker, 2-seamer. It's not good when he throws 2-seamer 97.
Swing and a miss. So power on power right there. Paxton rearing back.
97 inside part of the plate this time. KD tried to tie the game. See if he goes the same way with the slider like he did the last time at bat.
Just missed inside. So Davis walks for the 2nd time. So 4 walks now for Paxton. So Scott Service keeping an eye on that pitch count.
I think he thought he had strike 3. That's why I was a little bit upset. Well, the sequence, everything inside and all high octane. Last one at 99. Are you going to throw a slider?
Lowry goes after the first pitch, pops it foul, 2nd level. For Paxton, this is his 14th start of the year. He's gone over 100 pitches 6 times in his first 13 starts. Healy will be next. Missed again. So 2-1 to count. Paxton's not missing by a lot.
A lot of times he's throwing a pitch to try to get a swing and miss, especially the hard breaking pitch, but Time Lowry laid off, the A's have done a good job pretty much on the night laying off the hard slider curveball.
High in the air, it'll reach the seats down the right field line. So the count even at 2-2. Lowry struck out in the second and then hit a fly ball to center field in the fourth. So he is now 2 for 6 in the series thanks to his pair of hits last night. Again inside, so full count. Would you start Chris Davis?
I don't think they're going to. I don't know that Paxton has a, at least as a left-hander, he's not thrown to first that much. The only thing too, he might throw the slider or curveball. Threw the fastball to Chris Davis. A couple of times walks, he's thrown sliders.
Bounce to third. Seager charges, fires to second for one. Cano on the quick turn, double play. So Lowry hits into the double play, and that'll do it for the A's in the top of the sixth. Bottom of the sixth coming up. 3-2 Seattle. On this date in 2007, Ichiro Suzuki records the first inside the park home run in an All-Star game. It happened at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Fifth inning blast caroms off the outfield wall. And the American League's leadoff hitter will be named the game's MVP. He completes his way around the bases for the historic round tripper. That was the All-Star game in 2007 when Ichiro Suzuki was still a member of the Seattle Mariners. Chapman backhands, throws across, and the bat ends up about 15 feet from Chapman.
Pretty good hitter, player, and talk about a Hall of Famer. You look at the combined hits between Japan and here. It's over 3,000, 24th in Major League history. But how about when he had the bobblehead? It came back. Marlins played the Mariners had a bobblehead for him. He had a home run.
That was the season.
Yeah.
That, you know what? Mariner fans still shake their head about that season. 116 wins. So one of 4 times that the Mariners have gone to the postseason. This is their 41st year as a franchise.
Well, you think every year some of the moves they make in the offseason, you figure, wow, they're going to have a great chance, and then something happens. Usually with the pitching staff. Guys don't have the career years or the years they hope to have. And it really takes, in order to have the season like the Astros are having right now. I mean, you have guys, everybody, to feed off each other.
Toward right field, but playable. Matt Joyce waits. Seager is retired. Well, the Mariners have gone 15 consecutive seasons without making the postseason. That's the longest stretch in the majors. So the last time that they went to the postseason was that 2001 season when they won 116 games. And they've gone to the postseason in 95, 97, 2000, and 2001. There were some great battles, huh, Ray, with those great A's teams from that time frame and the great Mariners teams. I mean, just two really good teams.
And you think of the A's in 14 and 16. The A's in 14 by Sonny Gray pitching the shutout against the Rangers the final day, eliminated the Mariners. As King Felix started that game, and of course it would take another loss by the A's and a win by the Mariners to force a playoff. And then last year, A's came into town. The Mariners had to win out the season to at least get a possible wild card berth. Didn't happen. A's eliminated them then as well.
1-2 to Guillermo Heredia. Yeah, it was the second to the last game of the year last year right here. And the Mariners coming into that game were 1 game behind the second wild card. So they just had to win to be playing for something on Sunday. And it was a terrific game. The A's won in extra innings. And that dropped the Mariners to 2 games back with 1 to play. So they were eliminated that night. But that was one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining game of the year.
That's right. Especially with the A's, so many young players.
And Nelson Cruz hit a big home run, but then the A's came back again and ended up winning the game and knocking out the Mariners. Throw to first in time. So Sean Manaea has settled down nicely. He's retired 11 in a row. Still 3-2 Seattle.
On Friday, July the 14th, that's one day after the All-Star break. That's for our annual Bark at the Park event. It's presented by Evoderm Natural and Nylabone. And free samples for dogs, a pregame pet parade, and so much more. Purchase a special ticket for this event right now. Space is limited, so act quickly. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/bark to register today.
7th inning, the Mariners leading 3-2 behind James Paxton, sitting right at 100 pitches now. Facing Healy, Chapman, and Joyce in the 7th. 4 walks, 8 strikeouts for Paxton. Right side, Paxton's going to have to get over there. He does as Valencia makes the flip, 1 away. And that'll bring up Chapman. Zabzinski and Cishek. Say that 4 times and without getting yourself in trouble. So I'm just going to say there's a lefty and a righty out there.
I'm going to say it's Mike Hampton observing. How's that?
That's right.
I guess the schools are pretty good in Seattle, too.
Ouch.
Well, I heard they are.
0-1 to Chapman, who has struck out twice.
Just keep waiting for Matt Chapman to hit one of the long ones. He's been showing off at the minor league level.
Here's the breakdown. Both starters have been good tonight.
There's no shutdown for Sean Manaea. It's a shutdown. It's a different story.
1-2, 97 miles an hour. Paxton, even though over 100 pitches, still throwing very hard.
Cap, that's a good point because he's throwing hard. You look at the velocity, forget about the pitch count. It looks like he is throwing exceptionally well, especially that kind of a breaking ball.
Nasty pitch. So Chapman strikes out for the 3rd time, and that's the 9th strikeout for Paxton.
Well, Matt Chapman, you see the knuckle curve thrown by Paxton. It's a swing and a miss on a ball down out of the strike zone, but good action by Chapman, at least running it out to first base, forcing Zunino to throw.
So with 2 outs, Matt Joyce will try to get aboard. Joyce has been on base twice tonight. Single hit by pitch, and he falls behind in the count 0-1. Paxton looking for his 7th win of the year. Sean Manaea looking for his 8th.
And for both pitchers, they're going to have a long time before they pitch again. This is Friday, and both teams will resume play a week from today. I have to think for the A's, it's going to be Sonny Gray. Because the A's, all teams can readjust the rotation, and sometimes they'll do that if they've got back-to-back lefties or they want to put a righty in between or vice versa. 4-day break allows them to do that.
Cano comes in, scoops it up, quick throw to first, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for James Paxton. We have reached a 7th inning stretch. 3-2 Mariners.
For dealers, how about Sean Manaea? He's only given up hits in 2 innings. 2 different innings, that is, and that would be for the Mariners in the 1st inning and the 3rd inning. They scored all of the runs, but Sean Manaea has pitched a very good game, except for those 2 innings. Good defense behind him, as he has 8 ground ball outs and trying to finish strong going into the break. And right now, trailing by a run, bottom of the 7th, and you see both bullpens are busy. As pitch counts for both approaching 100 and for Paxton over 100.
Lowry going to have to make a quick throw. Not in time. Gamble runs well. Gets out of that left-handed hitter's box quickly.
Bob Melvin saying, hold on, let's take a look. And Jed Lowry across his body throwing, and stretching is Yonder Alonso. But let's see. Well, let's bang bang. And Steven Buckner decided to go with the safe call. As hustling down the line is Gamble. Is the ball into the mitt of Yonder Alonso.
Not enough to take a look at it.
Yeah, it's got to be clearly into the glove and called safe, and that's going to be the determining factor. And Hayes would just hope that C.B. Buckner would call him out.
First pitch to Zunino, foul straight back. Zunino has struck out, and then he was robbed of a hit by Matt Chapman. He had a line drive that Chapman reached up and caught. Liam Hendricks was up earlier in this game when Manaea was struggling.
Was it third inning? He was up in the third, I think.
Segura will be next. So you see the third inning. It's the inning that the Mariners got a couple of runs. And they sent 7 men to the plate, and pitch count just got away from Manaea, but that base hit by Gamble stops a stretch of 11 consecutive Mariners retired. So Manaea, even though first 3 innings was a little wobbly, has settled in nicely. About to throw pitch number 100. And it's a fastball, and it's a strikeout of Zunino.
And Cap, if you think about the third inning, the double play had been turned instead of the force out at second. Of course, might have been able to pitch differently to Nelson Cruz, and when Cano ended up scoring, but this high fastball, good location to Zunino. Zunino yet to get a hit in this series for the Mariners, and that's good for the A's, as he has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball in the month of June.
First pitch to Segura is bounced out in front. Lavarnway keeps it in front of him.
Now, the veteran doing a good job, especially blocking balls, which he's done pretty consistently tonight. And after the third inning, which was a little bit tough for both Lavarnway and for Sean Manaea, they got on the same page. Nice string of consecutive outs.
Gamble's got a couple of steals. So Nick Vincent is up throwing. Bullpen should be fairly fresh for the Mariners because Giovanni Gallardo came in last night in the 5th inning, and he finished the game. Right to Chapman. He's got it out at second, on to first, double play. So nicely done by the Athletics. 8th inning coming up. See if the A's can get some runs. Down 3-2.
For the Battle of the Bay is presented by Khalid Sciences as the A's host the Giants on July the 31st and August the 1st. Bay Area supremacy is on the line as we rekindle memories of 1989. Plus, exciting action before the game on Championship Plaza with food trucks and DJs going head-to-head for Bay Area bragging rights. Be a part of history. Visit athletics.com/Bay for a good time at the Yard. Sean Manaea and James Paxton both finished after 7 innings. Double play with Sean Manaea ended up with 10 ground ball outs. Good night for him. So it's up to the bullpens, and we slow down the game considerably now for the rest.
Yep, that's what happened.
But at least 7 innings, that's good.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. So Nick Vincent comes in. He's been pretty good for the Mariners. There's the line for James Paxton, 109 pitches.
There's 2 hits for the Athletics.
And we got a pinch hitter. It's Bruce Maxwell, who is hitting for LaVarnway. So it'll be Maxwell, Davis, and Simeon. A's have just 2 hits in the game. Valencia on the backhand. He's going to take it himself. He'll beat Maxwell to the bag, 1 away. Both their hits came in the 3rd inning when they got their 2 runs. Joyce with a 1-out single, and then Simeon with the 2-run double. That's it. How about this? 18 consecutive scoreless appearances this year at Safeco Field. So he has not allowed a run in this ballpark this year.
A couple of appearances against the A's, 1 here, including the one on the 15th. Just a 1/3 of an inning. Game in which Gallardo, as a starting pitcher, in 6 1/3, they used 6 relievers to get the final 2 2/3 out as Brugman is being announced.
Melvin getting his 2 left-handed hitting bench players tonight in the game with Maxwell and now Brugman.
One thing, if you're not scoring runs, you're not getting hits, might as well shake it up, do something a little bit differently, especially the last couple of innings.
Brugman had some good swings last night. He was 2 for 4, a single and a double. Won the count. At times this year, the Mariners bullpen has been a little bit shaky. Madsen and Hendricks throwing for the A's. As Diaz, their closer, has been kind of in and out of the closer's role. Strike, didn't have to be.
No, it did not. Did not have to be.
See if it was a little bit outside.
The changeup just kept floating away.
So Vincent got the call on the outside. Now he wants to come inside. Put it right where Zunino wanted it.
Straight back off the mask of Mike Zunino. Good swing by Brugman. Batting cages here in this new stadium, new park at Safeco Field, are up by the clubhouse, not far from the dugouts. So the hitters can, with Marcus Jensen up in the cage, and get loose before they come out. And of course, usually they're towed in advance of the time in which they're going to be pinch hitting.
Now just a lefty, Jinski throwing for the Mariners. One-two pitch. Down and in. Slider got him swinging. So Brugman chased the pitch that was quite a ways off the plate. So the A's have struck out 10 times tonight. They struck out 10 times last night.
Well, pitch out of the strike zone from the beginning.
So Vincent gets the first 2 outs here in the 8th inning, and now Marcus Semien will hit. Marcus had that 2-run double in the 3rd to knock in the A's 2 runs. Again, 2-0. Center fielder Heredia just a couple steps toward left center. Cano a couple steps to his right. Nothing too drastic for Marcus Semien. This one hit in the air, left center field. Gamble near the wall. Got it.
Probably got enough of it.
So Ben Gamble makes the play in a big part of the ballpark. And Semien comes up just short.
Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
This game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 2-2-0 for the A's, 3-8-1 for the Mariners. Both starters good, Paxton and Manaea. The only runs for the A's coming on a 2-run double by Marcus Semien. Nelson Cruz hurting the A's again. He's got a couple of hits and a couple of RBI singles. So the Mariners trying to even up this series at a game apiece. The A's are trying to win their 4th consecutive game. So Liam Hendriks comes in. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts. So Hendriks will face Valencia. The first pitch is lined down the right field line. Could be trouble, and it will be trouble. Valencia is going to ease into second with a leadoff double. So 12th double of the year for Valencia.
Now the fastball away went with it. That's infield and a couple of hits to right field for Danny Valencia tonight. And this is a big one. Started the bottom of the 8th inning. A's need to take it into the 9th inning, trailing by 1. They have a chance, a good chance. But that does not help with a leadoff double, especially with this part of the lineup coming.
So Brugman stays in the game in center. Maxwell stays in the game at catcher. And here's Robinson Cano. 1 for 3. Cano tied for 4th in the American League in RBIs, tied with Chris Davis, 60. First pitch swings and misses at a fastball. So Sean Manaea, good outing, 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 103 pitches. Kind of weathered the storm early in the game and then settled in nicely.
I think Cano would be the perfect hitter to hit the ball to the right side, but he's also very capable of going opposite field. You stay outside with him, that's what's going to happen.
Foul. So whatever it was a little flat and on the inner part of the plate.
It was a slider that was helping him pull the ball. He just got out in front too much.
So Cano behind in the count, 1-2. Cruz will be next. 9 hits now for the Mariners. They've out hit the A's 9-2. Left field line, but into the seats. Hey, make sure you join us tomorrow night. The A's continue this 4-game series here in Seattle. Chris Smith and Andrew Moore, a couple of right-handers. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. with A's pregame live. And of course, you can now stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. So Chris Smith will be called up tomorrow, and he will pitch in place of Jarrell Cotton.
And Chris Smith arrived tonight in the clubhouse with a big smile as always, and just as important, he had a chance to fly his family into Seattle to be here to witness what Mike Selleck has reported. He's the oldest starting pitcher for the Athletics to make his starting debut. So we wish him well tomorrow night. Saw him last year. Spent a long time in the big leagues. Chris Smith.
And he was pitching well in AAA. In fact, he made the AAA All-Star team.
That's right.
AAA All-Star game is in Tacoma next week. Nearby Tacoma.
SeaTac. So if Smitty makes one start, does he just stick around?
Sure. Big league roster for as long as you can.
That's right.
Not close, 2-2.
And boy, it helped him last year tremendously. He had never really had a lot of time in the big leagues, and he never spent about a half the year in the big leagues last year. And you look at the minimum salary. He was so happy, as we were, to see him get a chance at the major league level.
Two and two. So I think it was Bruce Maxwell who actually called timeout there. That does happen occasionally. Fastball again outside. Nelson Cruz kind of lurking in the on-deck circle. Wouldn't surprise me either if you see Cano maybe extend the strike zone a little bit, because there's an RBI shot out there for him.
And go to left field and forget about trying to pull the ball to advance the runner.
It's that one foul, headed for the second level. He seemed like just a real tough guy to pitch to, Robinson Cano.
Well, it's because he uses the whole field. We saw him in New York so much go to the opposite field, and you make a mistake inside, he'll pull it. Daniel Coulomb, we pitched last night, getting loose quickly. But for Cano, I mean, and Coulomb getting ready probably for Seager. A couple of hitters down.
That one not close, so Cano gets the walk. Two on and nobody out for Nelson Cruz. So it's officially be very careful time.
Yes, it is.
Nelson Cruz, RBI single in the first, RBI single in the third, and a fly ball to left field in the fifth. So he bats with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's pitch to Cruz. Drives one to left center, hit a ton. It's all about Nelson Cruz tonight, and the Mariners add on in a big way here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead it 6-2. Milestone home run for Nelson Cruz, number 300. Though he does it in style.
And somebody in the bullpen, it's kind of like Tom House with Hank Aaron, jumped up and caught it. Number 300, and not only that, but a big blow for the A's. Up by 1 with the Mariners at the bottom of the 8th inning, and now they're up by 4. So double walk, 3-run home run, and Nelson Cruz did not miss it.
So a little curtain call for Nelson Cruz. No, quick meeting at the mound is over. Hendricks goes for a little walk. So a 5 RBI night for Nelson Cruz. He now has 68 RBIs on the year. So among active home run leaders, Nelson Cruz sitting at number 10. He could catch the 2 guys in front of him.
Yeah.
Anderson and Gonzalez. Gonzalez banged up. $16 home runs this year for Cruz.
5 ribbies tonight for Nelson Cruz.
Haniger with a big swing.
That was either fastball, a little cutter or something, but right on the outside part of the plate. Sped up his bat just enough. I think it's a little cutter and crushed it. Watching the bullpen, somebody jumped and caught it. There he is. Maybe a bullpen catcher.
That's a nice play. And I'm sure Nelson Cruz will appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Said it before, Nelson Cruz has come a long way as a hitter. He's always been a great power hitter.
That shoots?
Carlos Ruiz.
There he is. What's he doing down there? If you're one of the catchers, you're usually in the dugout, but maybe they only have one bullpen catcher. Well, they said go out and do it. Fans liked it. Little curtain call for him. Segura also taking bows.
One and 2 to Mitch Haniger. This one's hit well to center. Brugman hustling back, still going back, and that's off the wall. Well, Haniger has a long double. Well, Bob Melvin's going to come out and he's going to get his right-hander out of there. Is nothing working tonight for Liam Hendriks.
The 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
So welcome back to Safeco Field. Mariners lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They've scored 3 runs, looking for more. Still nobody out as Zach Neal comes in. And that one is ripped down the right field line. Foul. That was loud.
Well, you can see what a 3-run home run does for your bullpen. Daniel Coulomb sat down and Zach Neal got up. And Zach was making his 6th appearance. He was sent down briefly and came back recently.
Yeah, he was brought back on Sunday.
Yeah.
He has not pitched since coming back.
And was not scheduled to pitch tonight probably until the Mariners added 3 on a 3-run home run.
So 6th appearance overall for Zach Neal. So Liam Hendriks does not get anybody out. Gives up 3 hits, 3 runs so far, and a walk. That one hit hard again, but foul. Nice play down the line. Ball girl, a lefty. So they're doing the wave here at Safeco. Maxwell couldn't find it initially. It rolls behind him to the backstop. So Haniger will go to 3rd. So it'll be a wild pitch. So runner at 3rd, nobody out. Infield's going to have to come in.
Now, Bruce, a little bit better than this, and you can't backhand, and he's outside, but you just have to move your body, and sometimes that ends up costing you, and the infield will come in, but Bruce has done a good job blocking balls that time. As we've talked about, the fastball is one that you don't expect to be thrown in the dirt. It was. He went to backhand and got past it.
2-2 pitch. Roll foul. On deck is Heredia, right-handed hitter. So another 2-2 coming up to Seager. Seager's got a sacrifice fly tonight. That was in the third inning. And he takes that one low.
See the difference? Maxwell did that perfectly.
This one hit high in the air toward Brugman, who goes into left center field, and then Davis is there, so Davis grabs it. Plenty deep as Haniger trots in. So Seager gets his second sacrifice fly in the game, and it's now 8-2 the Mariners lead. Or make it 7-2, excuse me. So 4 runs here in the 8th inning. Seager now 47 RBIs. First pitch to Heredia is low. The Brewers beat the Yankees tonight 9-4, but Aaron Judge hit a home run. It was his 30th of the year. So he sets a Yankee record, Ray. Most home runs by a rookie in New York Yankees history.
Passing?
Passing Jolton Joe DiMaggio.
That he did it in a full year. DiMaggio did 29 in 1 year. Judge has done 30 in a half a year.
It was 1936 when Joe DiMaggio hit 29 home runs. He did it in 138 games. Judge hit his 30th in his 82nd game. So the young man has been quite a story.
I think that maybe Yankee Stadium, when Joe DiMaggio played, might have hurt him as far as home runs. Judge, it doesn't hurt him. It doesn't matter where he plays, where he hits them. He has the strength to go line to line any park in baseball. And I mean, it's forever. Of course, the monuments when Joe played, monuments were in play in center field.
Brugman had to really come hustling in after he broke back a little bit, but he makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Center field, freeze, back, come hard. That's got to be hard to play center field and have an idea of how the ball has been hit. Heredia not blessed with a lot of power anyway. He does have 5 home runs, but hit a ball in left field in his second at bat against Manaea. Thought it might have a chance, but didn't go anywhere.
Strike to Gamble. Gamble 1 for 3. He had an infield hit in the 7th inning. Well, each and every year there's always great individual stories, but I think Aaron Judge has probably been the best story
You're right.
in baseball this year. I mean, he's a rookie with 30 home runs at the All-Star break. That's a great story right there. But then you're doing it with the Yankees, which get a lot of notoriety. So Aaron Judge has been fun to watch. The Mariners, all about Nelson Cruz tonight. His 3-run homer. It's 7-2.
A bit about Nelson Cruz, first inning with a 3-0 RBI hit, but how about this one in the 8th inning? This was a dagger in the side, man, because the A's trailing by a run, hopeful of coming in the 9th inning, but now because of that 3-run home run by Cruz, number 300 in his career. Standing ovation, a curtain call for Nelly Cruz, former Athletic. Many clubs, the Rangers, the Orioles, Mariners, and 300 Longhorns. That's Felix Hernandez next to him. The pitch on Sunday is Mark Sapczynski. Come on to pitch for the Mariners in the 9th inning.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So here is the lefty appearing in his 31st game. Free agent this past off season and signed a 2-year deal with the Seattle Mariners. First pitch to Yonder Alonso is hit into left field, the base hit. So Yonder Alonso gets his first hit. Does not wait around. So he's 1 for 4.
But the Mariners made it interesting last night. Maybe the A's can do the same tonight. As Yonder Alonso, first pitch hitting on a fastball away.
Scott Service is coming out. We're going to have a pitching change, Ray Fosse.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll be back. 7-2 Mariners.
Purchase tickets to the Rickey Henderson July the 15th game and use the code of your favorite A. The A's will donate 50% of every ticket sold back to the charity, and the Oakland A's Community Fund will also award donations to the player who sells the most tickets. Visit athletics.com/king to see each player tell you why you should help support their great cause. Now, that's not the king in his court on Sunday. It's the king of those guys, king of the clubhouse for the Athletics. Sean Doolittle, Healy, Hendricks, Fegley, and Rosales. 50% of the proceeds go to the players, the charity, and that is a good cause, as Steve Cishek will be the second pitcher of about 8 in this inning.
You can see it coming, huh?
Well, I think back to the Gallardo start here, a game that ultimately was a 9-6 game. Used 6 pitchers for the last 2 2/3 innings with Scott Service. And how many minutes did you figure for each pitching change? About 3? 3?
Yeah. So 0-1 the count to Chris Davis. And it's 0-2. Davis reached for that one a little bit. Edwin Diaz, a right-hander, warming up.
It's kind of comical if you think about it. And you wonder why some bullpens have as many as 8 guys down there.
The A's will have Lowry's a switch hitter. Then after that, Healy and Chapman. Could be that Diaz is just getting ready in case the A's
Same situation.
start racking up some base runners here. Davis reach for it again. Just got a piece to stay alive. See where Bartolo Colon got a job. Signed with the Minnesota Twins.
Good.
Good for Bartolo Colon. He signed a minor league deal with the Twins. Twins are in the race. Davis hits it hard. Seager scoops. Out at second and out at first. So a 5-4-3 double play, 2 outs. The ball was hit very hard by Davis, but once Seager picked it clean, nobody turns the double play better than Robinson Cano, and it was going to be a fairly easy double play.
Yeah, he gets out of the way of oncoming base runners as well as anybody.
So here's Lowry. And Lowry tries to hold up. So 0-1 the count. Lowry is 0 for 3 in the game. Line drive right into the glove of Kyle Seager. And that's how the ball game ends. So the Mariners score a bunch late, stretch out their lead, and they even up this series at a game apiece. So James Paxton gets his 7th win of the year. Sean Manaea takes the loss. He is now 7-5. Time of game was 2 hours and 39 minutes. The attendance tonight, 22,213. The final score behind 5 RBIs from Nelson Cruz. The Mariners defeat the Athletics 7-2. A's Postgame Live presented by State Farm is ready to go. Mindy Bach is standing by. Mindy, take it away.